people love youthful energy, or people say, oh, I love your energy. I love your energy. But a part of that is just the fact that I have energy in general. And it's that youthful energy of hopefulness, of looking into the future, of being able to say, hey, I'm very optimistic about what's to come, because a child is very much so like that. With, again, they have a lot of ego, they have a dash of arrogance, and there's a balance to everything. But I think about it like this: when you're 18 years old, let's say, and you have that fire, you have that energy, you know what you want, all this stuff, you have a lot of ego enough to believe that you can get it, and arrogance enough arrogance to believe that it'll be achievable. It's easy enough. It's easy enough. Not that it is going to be easy, but it's easy enough. But when you carry that same ego and arrogance when you're 21, and you don't start to refine it, not get rid of it, but refine how your ego works and how your arrogance works, then it doesn't go away. It becomes more full. People tend to think that you lose it. People think that, oh, you lose that youthful energy. You don't lose it. You don't lose it necessarily. It's just the balance is off. The ego bucket becomes heavier. The arrogance bucket becomes heavier. You would think it's the exact opposite, but you're 21. You're more egotistical because now you're thinking, no, but I should have this, and arrogant enough to think that, wait, okay, something's wrong with the world. Not me. Something's wrong with the world. And again, say you don't start to refine your ego and your arrogance, and that becomes heavier. So basically you become more deeper in the same thought process you had when you were 18. Nothing has changed, and nothing has changed 21. And then you go on to 25 and nothing has changed. You never did any type of development. You haven't reflected on yourself, how you think about the world, how you think about certain things, how much effort you should put in, how much effort you shouldn't put in, who you are as a person, what works for you as a person versus somebody else, comparing yourself to somebody else. That's highly egotistical and high arrogance as well. So the more you do that, especially as you get older, the heavier that bucket gets. So by the time you're 30, I think forget about it. Forget about it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely unless some sort of catastrophic event happens in your life that's going to make you really look at your life in a different way, in a way that's breaking your ego, in a way that's breaking the arrogance that you carry throughout your life. And you'll know that when you stop blaming other people and you start looking at yourself and saying, wait, actually, this is me, and taking on accountability and responsibility, even if somebody else did do you wrong in the past, especially when you're a kid. And this can go into psychology of, oh, everything goes back to your childhood. But once you're able to take responsibility for your own childhood, not what happened, but how you interpreted it and how you carry that with you in your now adult life, until you take responsibility for that, then your bucket of ego and arrogance becomes heavier and heavier, and you lose that childlike, fun, upbeat fire of an energy that used to be inside of you. And without that fire energy, you cannot achieve things. There's so many people that they've believed in me purely at the fact that my energy alone, they just believe that I'm going somewhere. People would invest their time in me. They would even invest their money in me. Why is that? It's not necessarily that I'm the best person in the world at any particular thing. I always have more to learn and grow and understand. I'm constantly making mistakes and learning from them. Look, I'm definitely not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We already know that. I don't even need to say that. Why am I even saying that? I don't even need to say that. Okay. But it's the energy of, I don't even want to say humbleness, but like really like taking an honest look at, okay, I'm doing something wrong here. What can I do better? But at the same time, loving that journey. So not judging that journey. It's no, this is the journey. This is it. This is what life is about. This is exactly what gives me the juice to wake up every morning and do what I do. They say even on, because I know some angel investors, they don't necessarily invest in the company, whoever's pitching their business. They're not necessarily investing in the company. They're typically 50% time, it's more so them investing in the person, the founder, because they know even if this business doesn't work, they want to be on their next business and their next business and their next business, because they judge the fire in that person. The fact that they can see that something that they even probably saw in themselves, right? Of that grit, that fire, the ability to, through the failures and the valleys, that they know that they have that thing, that energy, that X factor that'll push them through, because you need to push through your life. There's something that's always going to happen. Doesn't matter what you freaking do. You could choose to do an ordinary job, but even that, there's going to be dips and valleys. It doesn't matter what you do ultimately. It doesn't matter if you're trying to achieve something big or small. You're always going to go through dips and valleys. So it's just a matter of what are you going to do then? And the angel investors that I've talked to, and they're not small time, they're big time people. They always, I'm surprised when they tell me it's more about the person. I'm investing in the person, not necessarily the company. And that to me says a lot. People invest in you, whether they invest in you as a friend, whether they invest in you as a partner, as a business partner, family member, anything. People are constantly investing their time, their money, their energy. And if they're investing any of those three extremely valuable things, you best believe they believe that they're going to get some sort of return on investments, an ROI on you as a person. And that's just something that I highly believe in. And the one main thing that I believe that you need to have as you grow older, I don't even want to say grow older, sorry. As you grow up, as you grow up, because I don't know, at one point you become, oh, I'm growing up, and then now I'm aging. I don't know what that point is, but always growing up into the best version of me. I just imagine the 80-year-old me. I better be right and tight, okay? but typically people think about their 80-year-old self and they think, oh, yeah, I'm going to be done. I'm going to be retired. I'm going to be hopefully chilling out. If that's your mindset, then how are you going to look forward to that? You're going to dread aging. Again, I'm saying aging, but you're going to dread it. You're going to dread it. And when you dread aging, again, that goes back to you lowering your energy. You need to make your energy even go higher. And I'm not saying energy like, ooh, get in people's face, Gary Vee kind of energy. That's more personality based. But I'm just talking about the fire that you have within you, the joy and the drive that you have to go forward. When you have that energy of, I want to go forward, I want to go forward. There's something to that. And people feel that when you're walking into the grocery store, people feel that. It's crazy, because when I don't feel that and I walk into the grocery store, totally different thing. And I can see that in other people too. And I think you know what I'm talking about. There's certain people, they walk into a room and you just, it's not that they're wearing anything particular. It's not that they're the most good looking person. It's not the way that they talk necessarily. It's just something about them you're just so drawn to, and you can't put a finger on it, but there's something. And it's that energy and it's that drive, and people invest in that. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, what does investment? I don't have a business. People are always investing. People are always investing. And if you don't get people invested in you, you can't succeed at anything, because it takes people. I am not here where I am today because I came here alone. And anybody who says that is their ego bucket is filling up. A little too high probably, but it's all the people that's helped me along the way, all the people that we've exchanged our energies, we've exchanged our time and money with each other, and we lifted each other up. And I am where I am because of those people in the past, and being thankful and grateful for each and one of those experiences, even if they were bad experiences, because again, it's about what you take and how you interpret that experience, right? And so, sorry, I'm going on a rant here. These are the car rants after all, okay? You know, I don't have a fancy car. I have a Mazda here, so no, what do you call it? I'm not into cars, so I don't even know what the cool cars are, but you know, those Tai Lopez cars. I don't know. Porsche? No, something's better than a Porsche. One of those expensive cars. Anyway, point being, I think if you want to succeed in whatever it is that you want to succeed in, you gotta have that freaking energy. And that's something that comes from working on yourself, introspection, really thinking and going deep dive into who you are. What's helped me? Meditation, coaches, experiences, definitely. And a lot of introspection, just constantly asking ourselves, what am I going to take from this? Why did this happen? What am I going to choose to believe? Why this happened in this situation? And just keep asking questions. And of course, there's better questions and better questions. That's why coaches are great. And I've found that in the past, when I get stuck on asking the same questions over and over, it's probably because I'm not updating my questions, so they're becoming bad questions. They used to be good questions because they were better questions than before, but it's time to update my questions. And so that's why I do go see, you know, I have a therapist, I have a life coach, and I just have people who act as coaches, so good friends essentially, who push me and who aren't afraid to tell me what they think. They may not always be right, but they're not afraid to tell me what they think, and always taking everything into account, always considering, never just blocking it out. It's easy to block it out. And then of course, eventually you kind of see what's just purely toxic and what nugget you can find, even within the toxicity. Honestly, there's always some sort of nugget you can find, even when somebody says something toxic, I think. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, I love this topic. And I know that I've gotten some requests on doing these car rants. So there it is. That's my rant a little bit. You could be going forth in life. Success is defined only by you. So don't let anybody else define what success is to you. Really, really seriously. Don't let anybody define that, because that's just gonna lead you into depression and all sorts of things you don't want to be. Been there, done that. So don't do it. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like button, comment below your thoughts on the fact that you do need that energy, that vibe, that X factor to really push yourself forward. And no matter what happens in your life, really would love to know your opinion, your philosophies on this. So until then, I will see you soon.